Greetings survivors and friends, SHADOWFRAX here once more to bring you your weekly update crumbs from the Rust development table. And first up this week, there will potentially be a mandatory server and client update next week. Not a wipe, don't worry, for exploit fixes. Probably ones they don't want to advertise, but if you know what they are, then now's the time to take advantage of them. I'm told this is subject to change, though, so it might not happen. But the big news is, over on the pre-staging branch, finally, weapon racks have arrived. There are 3 wall-mounted ones and 1 floor-standing, and these will allow you to place and take almost any weapons and tools very quickly, with or without cupboard auth it seems, so it's fast rather than secure storage. Costs are of course also subject to change, but at the moment they are all set to 10 scrap to research and 100 wood plus 1 tarp to craft. Not sure on the workbench tier yet though, and as I say, these costs will probably all change before they're added. The wall-mounted varieties will also have an input and pass-through for their own lighting. To store an item, and I will say this only once, so this is very important to note, you have to have it equipped and then press E whilst looking at a slot on the rack, not left mouse click. It is tempting, especially if you've since played a game that uses the left mouse button for interactions. Mind you, Rust is the only game you'd be playing, so I guess that'd be a you problem, but someone will do it within the first 10 minutes when holding a loaded rocket launcher, you can be sure, so maybe the team will add some kind of safety lock if it's possible. There are lots of slots and placement is quite free, but item orientation is currently fixed to vertical. When looking at an item on the rack, you'll get info as to its condition and loaded ammo, if any. By pressing E, you'll take it, and it'll go to your belt bar and into your hands if there's a space, and by holding E, you can change or unload the loaded ammo with a click. Take the item or take all the items on the rack at once. It's not confirmed yet whether they'll be DLC or just normal items for all, but by the looks of it they won't be getting added until September the 7th patch either way. Let me know what you think to these down below. All your other news in a moment, but first, do you like phones? Do you like games? Well, something that'll fill both of those slots is this piece of kit, thanks to today's sponsor, Redmagic. They sent me their new cutting-edge 8S Pro gaming phone, and after a week of playing with it, if they want it back, they'll have to prize it from my cold dead hooves. Specifically created for mobile gaming, this is a refined phone. It features a 6.8-inch 120Hz display, ultra-thin bezels and Gorilla Glass protection with 0 notches because, see that? Exactly, the front camera is under the display. At its heart is the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 CPU plus the Red Core 2 dedicated gaming chip. It comes with up to 16GB of RAM, 512GB of storage space, and you don't have to worry about running hot during an extended session thanks to the upgraded ICE 2 cooling system. Talking of extended sessions, the 8S Pro features a massive fast-charging 6000 mAh battery, which could potentially let you game uninterrupted for more than a full day at a time, although you should definitely take a break at some point. I could just keep rattling off specs like the 50 megapixel camera that records 8K video, the 520Hz shoulder triggers, and the fact that it actually has a headphone jack. But what I really love is the experience. It looks and feels solid, yet refined. With a flick of a switch, you're ready to jump right into the action. Best of all, with Redmagic's in-game game space, you're in control of everything, including monitoring performance, fiddling with the lighting, and recording gameplay. There's way more to it than I can show here, but if you want the best mobile gaming experience possible, please check out the Redmagic 8S Pro using my link in the description. And back to the video. Elsewhere this week, chat emojis are working now, more or less, and confirmed for August 3rd's patch, they won't be DLC. Everyone will be able to abuse them. However, a convar is being added called global.block server emoji to allow players to opt out of receiving them. Plus, I'd imagine this will get added as an option menu toggle too for ease of use. And talking of convars, a new one coming for admins is teleport everyone to me. With great power, etc. So use wisely, chaps. Over on the AUX 02 branch, which is currently set to internal so I can't access it, the global networked basis stuff is still being worked on feverishly. No firm date when this will be getting added, but we'll let you know. Also, the Nexus stuff is happening there and is probably still a couple of months out for full release, so I'm told. Lots to sort out, as you can imagine, plus this interesting commit from Helk about adding clan tables to the bandit camp and outpost, which, as mentioned a while back, will be a way for clans to be organised and recruited across servers. Over to other works in progress now, and as mentioned last week, there are some updated visuals and effects coming for Bradley, plus lots of other minor art fixes and a pump jack and quarry model refresh. New ammo models are being worked on that will reflect different stack sizes. Up in the skies, there is of course a new player pilotable attack heli coming, no visuals yet, and of course, as previously mentioned, parachutes, which according to latest commits will also have detailed colliders so they can be shot at, and will drop as unpacked in the world when landing and will need to be repacked before next use. No word on when these are coming in yet either. As you should have seen by now, next month's building skin DLC is Brick, or as I like to affectionately call it, Taylor Wimpy Noddy Box, but there are at least 2 more being worked on for release this year. There's Brutalist, which I know a lot of people are gagging for to recreate their own little slice of the Soviet Union, but also in the commits this week there's work on the Frontier skin, which I'm told is going to be for wood, will emulate the good old legacy wood-based look, and is slated for release probably in December. And lastly, lots of commits going on a branch called Rail Network Link, and the whole idea of this is to connect the above and below ground rail networks into one glorious big network. Just think of all the fun you'll have once that gets added, eh? What a time to be alive. Again, no ETA on this, but let me know what you think the idea and all the rest of the stuff I've mentioned in the comments down below. You're officially up to date. You can catch me in a few places including Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Discord and my Steam group to stay up to date with my content, and if you'd like to support me there are a few options including Patreon and here on YouTube. All the links are below. I shall catch you all soon, but in the meantime, you know the drill. Keep calm and stay rusty. Cheerio. EVGA